Willie, give us a jingle.
Oh, it's table read. Gather round. We got some things we need while you're in town. You wrote some shit. We're gonna read it. It's table read. 2, 3, table read.
Oh my
God. All right,
God.
it's on.
This is Table Read, episode 4. You know what this is by now. We are your hosts, Samantha Locks.
And Jonathan Gaffney.
And this is our guest today, Chris Griggs.
Chris Griggs.
Hello.
From the
Thanks
pit.
for having me.
So Chris was a regular co-host at TV Land's Prime Movies and has made appearances on NBC's Blacklist, Bravo, IFC, E-Television, Hulu, Netflix Stars, and the Discovery Channel. He was also selected to represent New York on the TV show World Cup Comedy, produced by Kelsey Grammer. Very cool. There's more, but I want to ask you a question about Kelsey Grammer. Chris has been featured in the feature film The Coexist Comedy Tour, 20 Million People, The Best Man, and Generation Iron 2. He's a regular stand-up around New York. He's a founding member of the People's Improv Theater's longest-running residency team, the Baldwins. Woo! How is Kelsey Grammer? Is he nice in real life?
You know, it's crazy. I never met Kelsey Grammer, but he produced this show for called World Cup Comedy where it's sort of like, I mean, only improvisers would nerd out on this, but like I had been cut from a house team, and then there was these live stage auditions in New York where they were going to pick one person to represent each area for this TV show for this special episode, and I got to represent New York in these live. So I beat the people that cut me from a house team. So that was the coolest part. And then we got to go to LA.
But then you didn't get to meet Kelsey Grammer.
I didn't get to meet Kelsey Grammer. I don't know. I think he said maybe he produced it, but that doesn't mean he wants to hang around and watch short form improv.
True.
No,
True.
you know.
He's not fair. I just want to spend a lot of my time watching The Change Game.
I know.
I'm rich and successful, but maybe if I just watched Freeze Frame in my spare time. It's probably not something Kelsey Grammer is doing.
The poor person's whose line is it anyway? It's like, whose line is it anyway, but not. Like, step down. Yeah.
All right, so Chris, what do you have for us today? What did you bring? This is a podcast where we celebrate writing. We do a table read of people's writing. So what do we have for us today?
This will be different because I don't really I'm a stand-up comic for a long time, but nobody wants to table read my stand-up jokes. So the only thing I really have that seemed sort of fitting is before the pandemic, I was working out of a WeWork space, and I wrote this web series idea that I basically just wrote it so that improvisers could probably slide in and we could goof around at this WeWork space. That was the idea because I had access to it at the time. And it was called, what is it called? It's Office Drifter. Yeah. So the whole idea is kind of taking all those 80s, 90s shows where drifters would go to town and solve problems, and they were all world weary and put it in a shared space dwelling with more Gen Y and young people. Because, if you I started thinking, as you get older, you don't want to be an old drifter traveling around trying to help people. That's tough on the body. So just being able to pop from floor to floor and help people solve problems, I thought that'd be fun. And that would be something fun for my improviser friends and I to mess around with.
Great concept too. I love the idea of instead of a traveling vagabond, with a stick and a little thing on the top of it with keeping his stuff. He's just going from offices to offices, or they, or she, I don't know.
Sure.
Just going from office to office, being a drifter.
Well, and I also have had this idea for a while. It's hard. It's a weird thing to talk about on stage because it wouldn't play that well. But to me, drifters, at least the way they're different than people. It's by choice. I'm choosing to drift. Yeah. I'm choosing to help people solve problems. And then sometimes maybe you'll have to get in a fight and stuff. But basically, you're just trying to help people by taking your world experience all around the world. But then you get to an age where a WeWork kind of a place would make sense. Yeah.
Right. All right. Cool. So let's get into it.
All right.
This is the opening scene. So let's read some stage direction, then let's read.
We see an office full of millennials. Actually, I should have changed that. It's got to be Gen Y. Okay, that was a dumb mistake right out of the gate. I've caught something. We see an office full of Gen Y all on their phone, talking over each other, citing their favorite new scene. new place, religion, etc. It's very claustrophobic. We're in an elevator. The elevator opens to the door of a shared office space called Me Share. We see the office drifter and a title card over the scene. He is dressed in a Hooters tank top and an old duster jacket and a hat much like the film High Plains Drifter. During the opening scene and while we see him look around the room, I've drifted around the world for years. I'm not homeless. I'm a drifter, and there's a difference. I might also not have money, a family, and sometimes smell like a Cornish game hen left too long in a tanning bed. But a drifter travels the globe looking for atonement, to help others if he can, and be mysterious about their former sins. My former sins. I don't like to talk about it, but I will if I'm drunk and I drink a lot. I've grown weary of world travel. Today I drifted to a shared office space where maybe I can help someone. I'm hoping if I help enough people, I can make it into heaven when I die. Time to make a difference. Drifter motions to several young people working around a kitchen area. He takes note of one worker that looks sad, Tyler. You seem sad. I'm new in town. Perhaps I can help. I'm a drifter.
I think I'm going to lose my job because I've been accused of stealing office supplies.
Once in Dothan, Alabama, I was accused of effing a cat. I'm proud to say I was exonerated and stayed on as a farmhand for 3 months afterwards.
Yeah, cool, bro.
Point is, they saw in my heart that's not who I was. I was just a drifter that wanted to help and was in the wrong place at the wrong time with a bunch of cats. I bet your boss will forgive you if you show them who you are.
Did you apologize?
No, you little weirdo, because I never effed a cat. You are next to me right now with a bag of office supplies. Title card shows 20 minutes later, still at the office kitchen where Tyler approaches. So, kid, how'd it go?
I got fired, but I realized I'm better off. You helped me realize that when I steal from others, I steal from me. So I'm going to stay here at MeShare and freelance my web design. I could set you up with a drifter's social media presence.
Not now, kid. Maybe someday when I don't have enough talent to be successful on my own merit. Tyler leaves, and we see a very attractive female executive approach the drifter.
I'm Suzanne Chase, owner of MeShare. This entire place here, I saw you help that young boy. We are all about adding value to our members' lives. You might give us a competitive point of difference.
The only branding I was ever involved in was when I got a hot iron brand on the small of my back. I was pistol whipping the manager of a man spa for being mean to an old couple.
You spa? I'll set you up with an office and promote you as our life experience coach here. How will I contact you?
You won't. I'll maybe drift back into town again one day. Drifter tries to access the door, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, you're going to need a key card. Here, take mine.
Thanks. You know, maybe I could settle down here a bit. Drift around from floor to floor. Easier on a body after so many years of pain.
Alrighty. See you when I see you. Just drift away and give my people some good life coaching. Do you expect payment?
Just doing good deeds. I don't want to go to hell. Again.
Okay, don't lead with that. See you, office drifter.
Good advice. Also, don't fall in love with me. Takes a swig from his flask.
Man, that is so funny.
That's great.
I like a lot about this. I saw that whole thing in a noir style.
Yeah.
Like I imagined it black and white.
Black and white.
Very Maltese Falcon, here this office drifter showing up.
Yeah.
That's where my brain went.
That's a little bit where my head's at, too.
Yeah, that's where my brain went too.
Yeah.
I love so much about this. I love when any character is like I'm not homeless. I'm a drifter, and there's a difference. You know, like somebody being like, I fuck people on camera, but I'm not a porn star.
I'm not a porn star.
You know, and there's a big difference.
Sure.
I'm a love enthusiast and I act. You know, like just like I love characters in denial like that. I love stuff like that. Very,
I love
very
the whole
funny.
like fucking a cat bit because
Yeah.
every time cats
Oh.
are brought into anything, it always just makes it so much funnier.
Yeah, anytime anyone's like,
You little weirdo.
yeah, I was accused of, doing the dirty deed with a cat in Arkansas.
But they kept me as a farmhand, so they must have made like me. It was all a misunderstanding.
Yeah. This is really good. Honestly, like this is I think that you're downplaying this. I think that you have written this and said, "Oh, this is just a jumping off point for improv." But I think that this could be staged.
I think
and-
this could be filmed. I think this is
Yeah,
quite good.
noir
yeah.
style. The drifter just goes from place to place, and
You
he
need a
solves
little
office
music
crime.
mnemonic. You need a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Every episode's a new thing. The office, there's chaos. The office drifter comes. He solves the
Yeah.
office crime. There's Carol's stealing the yogurt.
Yeah.
Carol's stealing Brian's yogurt every
Carol's
day.
stealing
The office drifter comes in. He's just like putting a squash to it while he's talking about his alleged past crimes. I would want the last episode of this web series where all of his crimes were true. He just gets put in jail. He gets like
handcuffed.
300 years for just like just like fucking cats and like just doing all this like gross stuff.
In a really fun way, it also reminds me of this short film I did in college where we did like a 1920s noir style detective,
Right.
but she was like really bad at solving crimes, but really good at getting her partner killed by accident. It's a fun film.
That's funny.
Yeah, I love this. And yeah, like I think that the premise of this too, it's like so fun to just like make a short web series out of it, or just like have this person just continuously show up. On the serious note, has anyone seen that new show on Peacock, Poker Face?
No.
Well, yeah, it's just like it's sort of like a similar thing. This woman can just tell if anyone's lying.
Oh,
And
right.
she just
Oh,
goes
yeah,
from
it
town
has
to
Natasha
town.
Lyonne in it.
Natasha
Yeah.
Lyonne in it, who's amazing, and she just goes from town to town and just like solves crime.
Yeah.
but like she's like not a cop, but
She's
she's
a
just like
drifter.
she's literally a drifter that can
Yeah.
like. But it's like this is like the funny version that's not directed by Ryan Johnson, of that, which is just like a scumbag showing up that just doesn't. I don't know. It's great.
I'm going to watch that after I finish Shrinking.
I love Shrinking.
Shrinking's
I
so
haven't
good.
started Shrinking.
Oh my
It's
God,
on my
it's so
queue,
good.
Yeah, Harrison
So
Ford.
funny.
I love Harrison Ford because he never smiles.
Yeah.
He just shows up.
He's the only normal one.
He's the only normal one. But let's continue to episode 2 of voiceover for this
But
drifter.
wait.
Oh, sorry. It's tradition that after we read it and we're moving on, we
Rip
we
it up.
rip up
Can I
the
keep mine
script.
though?
You
Yes.
can keep yours.
It's- I don't want to print stuff.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna rip ours. We're gonna rip ours.
Fair enough.
That was really funny. Anything else you have to say about episode 1 before we move on?
No, this has been good. I mean, it's always, you just want to be able to, I mean, it's a weird premise. So it's like, okay, it sounds like everybody, okay, I get it. This guy's going to, it makes sense. That's what helpful for me.
What would the Office equivalent of like if a drifter showed up like a tumbleweed going across someone's legs would be?
Like recycling.
Yeah, just like recycling, just like
And then someone picks it up and puts it in a recycling bin.
yeah. Doo-doo-doo. It just like rolls in front of the drifter's feet.
Yeah.
He just like shows up. Yeah, I like the fact that this is fun. All right,
Yeah,
let's
this
go
is
to
fun.
the second episode.
All right. Episode 2, Office Drifter approaches a sad woman in an office. Voiceover of Drifter. So much talk about having appropriate boundaries to protect others. Boundaries also protect you from yourself. Because most of us, when we look in the mirror, all we see is a miserable bastard trying to find a moment of peace before the Grim Reaper chokes us out while our loved ones watch. You seem sad. I'm the life coach of this shared office space, me share. But really, I'm an office drifter here to help people benefit from my world experience. I want to atone and avoid hell.
You look like someone that could understand a broaching sexual boundary. So, Drifter, I really have the hots for Jake's over there,
We see Jake.
but I feel like it's inappropriate for the workplace.
Good call, little lady. It is inappropriate. Office romance in 2023 is delicate.
How delicate.
Like bringing up systemic racism at the Southern Baptist Convention delicate.
Wow, that's bad. I have all these feelings though.
I have to fight those feelings every day. Look at that lady over there. She hired me. Yet still, words like tasty, smooch, smooch, humpity hump, lady biscuit, can I pass the gravy, hashtag I want to be a better human, status report, bouncy times come to mind.
Why status report?
I like my sex organized.
Wait, which side of this are you on?
The right side, I hope. My point is, you think what you think, but you don't have to act on it. Also, don't tell others what's in your sick head, unless it's as a teaching aid for others, like what I'm doing now. Respect others. However, it is also fine to ask someone for a consensual coffee date.
Consensual. Nice. Thanks, Office Drifter. I guess you will be taking off to another city now?
No, I decided it's easier on the old body to just drift from floor to floor on this shared office space, helping young people with my life experience. Plus, I got the hots for my manager here. She gave me her key card.
The keycard feels work-related. I hope our time together has made you feel less creepy.
My head's not that weird.
Oh, yeah? Look at that woman and tell me what you are thinking right now.
Come on, baby, don't complain. Get on Drifter's trampoline. Once again, I'm alone.
Blackout.
That's fun.
That's fun.
I love how he keeps saying that it's easier on his body to just like hang out in the office.
Yeah. This guy's just like, he
Well,
just
it's almost
has
like that
gout.
TV show where you feel like, you know how in every episode you've got to go back and explain everything that happened before? Yeah.
Why status report? I like my sex organized. Great joke.
That's a
Perfect
great
joke. Yeah, why status report? I like my sex organized.
Like a file cabinet.
Yeah.
Next steps.
Yeah.
Timeline.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the only sex that I have a Slack for my sex life. You know, very, very fun. Yeah, and I also like him decaying. I like the idea of him just being like, well, I've undiagnosed, but I have gout, you know? I got gout, so it looks like I'm not moving from this fucking office.
John, do you know what gout is?
Yes.
Okay. Because it sounds way worse than it actually is.
You know, yeah, I like the fact that he's just like sort of languishing in the office.
Yeah.
You can heighten so much about this premise, right? Like you can heighten so many details about the office drifter. You can heighten also like the office itself, and like it gets crazier and crazier.
Yeah, yeah. There could be fires in the office. And he just shows up and he's like, "What's going on here?"
A cardinal rule of comedy: you heighten by fire.
You sure got to have something got to catch on fire.
Something's gonna happen.
If you have a sketch and something doesn't light on fire by the fourth beat, you're doing comedy wrong.
What, God hasn't shown up yet?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing?
If by the fourth beat the president isn't involved, then how else do you heighten that? No, this is very funny. What else did I really like about this? Oh God, that punchline, the organized punchline was really funny.
I mean, big picture, I like the idea because I think the Drifter, at least for me, it gives me license to talk about things like office consent and things that are topical now, but in a dark, weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good because you can't really do that as a comedian. There's so many restrictions to like what you can talk about.
He's an office drifter. I don't know what. He doesn't know.
He's
things.
the weird guy.
He's the weird guy. What?
Yeah. And I like this. I like this concept too because I feel like a lot of office comedy, like The Office or something, you can't get that wacky with it. It's got to be very much just like person says relatively unfunny thing at the camera, you know, camera zooms in on face and it's just like weird look and then it's just like on to next scene.
Well,
I
this
guess
is
like
also
Workaholics
nice.
got a little crazy, but like
Yeah, well, I was gonna say because this is really nice. It's not like offensive in any way in a modern context. Versus like there are some episodes of The Office that are like borderline offensive.
Yeah.
Workaholics is, oh my god, a mess.
no, right.
If
But,
any angel investors are listening to this in the podcast world, I do think that like the web series, I like it because it would have been simple to kind of bang out, but you could evolve this into an office workplace, and you just
Yeah.
happen to it's an office drifter in the workplace, and then it sort of revolves around
Yeah.
that whole thing.
Hey, I mean, if you had
It's
an
like-
office, I'd help you film it on the weekends.
Yeah.
it's also just like so much more fun. Yeah, if you just take the office drifter, slap them into different office spaces, like
Yeah.
that's fun. Also, people from Warner Brothers listen to this podcast, so
Yeah.
you're in
Oh
luck.
yeah. Oh
You're
yeah.
in luck.
We have so many listeners.
We have like 70 to 100 listeners, and they are all money people.
and
in
one of
the
them
industry.
is definitely rich,
One of them is hopefully rich.
statistically speaking.
Oh my god! I also want to meet the office drifter.
Yeah, I want him
Like
to be part
this
of my
is
life.
like I love talking to people like this. Like they're my favorite people.
Yeah.
There's no better person to talk to than someone who's in absolute denial about what they are. Where they come and they're like, "I'm trying to help you," and it's just like, "I'm sitting in an office and you're not my therapist. Leave me alone." It's like, "I'm here to bestow wisdom upon you," and it's like you're sort of insane.
And then you
I
start
love
doing
that guy.
Your favorite people are people like that, but you feel sort of you're safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
okay,
Oh,
every
yeah.
once in a while, I think when I first moved to New York, it's the best first week ever if you're moving to New York. I'm walking around Central Park, and there's a chess guy beating everybody in chess, but he's eating he's got, I don't know why, pet food cans. So he's eating Alpo while he's beating people in chess. And I just could listen
My
to that guy talk
favorite.
forever. I'm
My
like, you're not
favorite.
going to kill me because
Oh
you're playing
my
chess.
God.
Come on.
Yeah, no.
and you're eating dog food.
Yeah, any person like that, I'm like, tell me everything about you. So funny.
Yeah.
Need to know more. Need to know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, the office drifter seems like my favorite sort of person. I would corner the office drifter and ask him a whole bunch of
I mean,
questions.
it's also really relatable. I feel like everyone has this person when they live in New York. Like everyone has a person that's kind of like
There's
this.
a
you-
version of it, yeah.
There's a
You've
version
actually
of it.
written in the office drifter a New York straight man.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the
That
comedy
would be
scene.
the bodega guy.
bodega
guy.
guy, yeah.
You know, like my bodega guy, it's every once in a while I don't dip anymore, but I remember when I first moved to New York, I would dip and he would just ring, and he's like, "Come on, man. You're better than this." You're right, man. You know, he was my drifter. The last episode was it's the office drifter and the woman who runs it, and they finally agree to have a date, but he has to sign an NDA and a bunch of bullshit, you know. And we agree we're not going to have sex, so she's in a dominatrix outfit, and we
Why aren't we doing that one? That one
You
seems
have the
great.
scripts on your phone. We could.
Oh my god,
could-
that's so tragic. No,
You
we have to
told me
have
to
you come
pick.
back and
We'll come
no,
back and
no,
we'll do-
you come back and you finish the office drifter.
Ah.
You come back, you finish the office drifter, and then we shoot the
Or we
office
could break-
drifter.
Well, we'll have
break
4 and
the-
5. Yeah, we'll have 4 and 5 we can do now.
We could do that. We could do that. Or we could break the rules and read them off our phones.
I like the idea of having him
you
back,
back.
and then being like, you have to listen to this episode.
All right.
You have to listen to a
For-
follow-up episode
For Patreon
for
subscription.
Patreon subscribers.
Yeah, bonus copy.
Yeah. We have our bonus
A
content.
live stage reading.
Yeah. Oh my
Nice.
god. I want to make the office drifter into a reality.
Yeah, I kind of do
We should
too.
film it.
Oh,
I'd be down to help you.
all right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Is this on? Are we doing it?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! I
Oh,
thought
it's
we were
back.
just
It's
shooting the shit.
been. It's.
Oh, it's back.
Wow, it's one of those
Okay.
Oh my
things.
god.
All right, here we
I'm
go.
glad I didn't say anything office drifter. Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Interior office lobby area. We hear voiceover of the drifter. I'm an office drifter. I've traveled the world, but now I help folks in a shared office space solve problems. Why? Atonement. I don't want to go to hell. Cowboys ride horses at work. Rich assholes ride hoverboards at work. We see a business owner riding around on a scooter inside the Me Share office space. Then a kid motions over the drifter.
Hey, office drifter, come over here. I need you.
Drifter approaches.
My boss over there,
We see a boss on a hoverboard running around.
he picks on me. Can you get him back for me?
Ready to serve.
Have we met?
I've met hundreds of you, but never one on a hoverboard. At work, anyway.
It increases my productivity as a consultant, and it makes me seem hip and elevates my leadershipness. You know nothing about me.
Well, you offer a service no one believes in, consultant, but buys anyway to keep their bosses off their back. You are a bully now because your father viewed you as less than a man that would never be able to do simple manual labor.
How dare you?
Your scooter is an extension of your man parts. Not a lot of juice or power. All show, no go.
These employees respect me.
You can use the words synergy and trachea in the same sentence, and your therapist hasn't even been able to help you understand why.
How did you? You don't know my life. You probably know nothing about omni-channel marketing.
No, but I once carried a baby across a desert
What does that? Why?
because no one else could.
Get out of my head.
You can shoot and toot while you fart around things like crawl, walk, run, and ask stupid questions like, do we have enough to move forward with this project? And yet you can never scoot or toot far enough away from yourself. The smell always follows.
Thanks, Office Drifter. I'm going to be nicer to all these employees from now on.
The drifter walks back over to the nerd kid who is in awe of what's happened.
Amazing. I can't thank you enough. Will I ever see you again?
Not for a while. I need to be on the move. I'll probably drift down to the second floor for a bit. But I'll see you at trivia night next Thursday. Uses his card to access the door and slowly walks away.
Fuck yeah. Nice.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Now I need a guy with a hoverboard.
yeah, now you need a guy with a hoverboard. I find these spaces so demonic. WeWork spaces are like hell on earth. The weird forced fun. Like somebody, the guy who's just like on a hoverboard for no reason. the person who's like, yeah, it's like 3 p.m. on a Wednesday, but like let's play beer pong because like we're at work and this is supposed to be a job. Whoa, we're like cool, man. I find these truly unique. Evil. And yeah, I like the fact that the Office Drifter can be funny, but also critique capitalism.
Yeah.
Which is also good.
I would love to see an episode where the Office Drifter becomes self-aware to the fact that these places are also hell. Because he was saying he doesn't want to go to hell.
He's been in hell all along.
He's been in hell all along.
I didn't want to go to hell, but I realized that WeWork is exactly that.
But I saw the Hulu documentary.
yeah.
So there's a couple of more. So then the other ones eventually I needed a nemesis. So the other episodes we'll talk about next time is
No spoilers.
No
Sorry, go.
spoilers?
You can spoil.
But
You can spoil.
It's well, I thought, well, what's cool? What would be cooler than a drifter that could also dispense advice? And it's a cowboy.
Yeah.
So the cowboy comes in, and all the office loves the cowboy now. So we have to have a fight, and then we move the romance forward with the woman. So that's the spoiler alerts for what's coming next.
I like that. I like where this is headed, Chris.
Yeah, I like where it's headed. Yeah, and again, I also love like the idea of like you can't do that hoverboard stuff. And it's like a real person carries a baby across the desert, just like interjecting like a real life dumb thing with like a fake life dumb thing, and just like that's the Office Drifters critique consistently is just being like. Yeah, you guys are playing ping pong as grown men at 9 a.m. on a Monday.
I slept in a horse carcass.
yeah. It's like, yeah, I've cut open so many animals and I've slept in them for weeks or like whatever. And it's like that also seems crazy.
And it's always that dumb drifter answer about why did you do that? Because no one else could. Somebody had to. There's always like something dumb.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Somebody had to rise to the moment, and it's like.
What does that
mean?
mean?
You just said that you like I don't know smoke crack and did smoke crack and ate like a whole bunch of crunch. Like what are you talking about,
And
man?
then the answer's like figures. Just something that doesn't answer anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh
love
my
this.
god. Well, now that this is done, okay, so I'm gonna rip
it up.
Rip it.
Sorry, keep
I'm
that.
sorry.
Keep this one.
That.
And then Warner Brothers is
Warner Brothers is
at the
knocking on our
mouth
door.
now.
So And we normally ask like 1 to 2 serious comedy questions real quick.
Uh-oh.
You want to ask a serious comedy question? Should I? Should you? Who wants to ask?
What's your writing process like? What's your favorite color?
We gotta pick one.
Who was the first person you met in New York City?
Who's the first person?
Well, we talked about that. It's
How
the
did
guy,
comedy
the
start for
chess
you?
guy. I didn't have any real desire to do, like, I didn't have the guts, I should be honest. I didn't have the guts. So, like, I was a writer at an ad agency, and I did that for a minute. And then, I just started taking improv at Second City. They had a Second City program in New York, and then just kind of bounced out of that and started doing stand-up. And now, sort of like the plan was always to just keep taking a little bit off of regular work and keep making more money each year, and then eventually figured it out and all that. So,
Yeah. Well,
That's a good plan.
yeah, it takes time.
It takes.
There's definitely. I had
It's
to
the
keep
long marathon.
It is. It's that whole thing where I can't remember. I've read some book or something, but they said like you eventually just keep doing it, and then you wake up one day and you are that thing. And I kept waiting for that day, but I don't know. It's just always a grind. And it's weird. It's funny. Like I was shooting something yesterday. We were on a film set, and one of the people in the film is like 1,000 times more successful than me, and they were talking about something in that, like from that looking down on a mountain kind of way, and they said, "Hey, remember, Chris, every comedian you know, they always reflect fondly on the life you live right now." And I was like, that is true and sad at the same time.
That's both. Yeah,
That whole thing is
true and
doing
sad.
gigs and banging around and doing indie films and doing stuff that's fun and
Yeah.
just getting by in New York.
Yeah.
They always go like, "Oh man, those are the good days," and I know that they are, and I try to remember that. But you're also like, money's cool.
Yeah, money'd be nice.
Yeah.
know.
I want money, just not from like soul sucking office work.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
I just want someone to come across and give me 70 grand and just leave.
Exactly. No, but yeah, I that is funny. Yeah, it's like John Mulaney being like, "Oh, I remember the days when I was couch surfing, doing Molly with my friends and writing jokes." And it's like, now people are mad at me because I am mean to my wife. And it's like,
I got problems.
yeah, I got rich people problems. I wish I had poor people problems with people like you. And it's like, I appreciate that fun, but no. But yeah, but
But sure,
no.
but no.
But that's awesome. But that's awesome that you are. You're doing art stuff full time.
Yeah,
full
yeah.
time,
I mean,
which
yeah.
is not a small accomplishment.
It's not a small
many
accomplishment.
people get to say that. So that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and I'm happy. So that's a weird. Sometimes have to remind myself. Well, it's like there's this
you're
line in a
happy?
film.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute, what?
There's this line.
Oh, wait,
there's
what?
this line in this film I like, and weirdly, it's an Alec Baldwin thing where this guy's about to get
no.
married, and he said, "Will I be happy?" And that's how I think of this moment. He goes like, "You'll be happy. You just won't always know you're happy." And I feel like, yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Oh my
It doesn't always
God.
feel that way, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oftentimes when even if shit is going pretty well for you, you would just have to remind yourself because that's how brains work. You know, the
We're
brain
learning
is
things.
yeah. The brain is always like, what if I focused on a bad thing only? Yeah, these were great. We would love to have you back on.
We'll definitely have you back on.
And have you finish this wonderful web series. I would love to see you make this web series. I would love to see you put it up
love to
somewhere.
see
I would
this
love
web
to.
series.
You could shoot this. It could happen. And also, where can we
cost
find
That's
you?
money,
motivation. You can do it. It can happen.
Where can we find
I mean,
you?
but can you? Even though I love the idea of shooting a web series, it just feels like I'm throwing money out a window.
Yes,
But yes,
yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, for sure, you're throwing money out.
Yeah.
But will you be happy?
I like the idea of having it and not throwing money out the window. But yeah,
You need to find someone who's young enough to be passable for college and then lie and be like, "Hi, can I rent this space for my low budget student film?"
I think I could probably. Well, that's what because before the pandemic, I did weirdly have a membership at a WeWork,
Yeah.
and I thought, well, this is perfect and they wouldn't care. We could have shot it over the weekend,
Yeah.
and then all I would have had to figure out is the stuff, the production piece. But the office space piece is tough because
Yeah.
you need a place that has those levels. You want those key cards. You want literally you need a shared living, a shared office.
You
space.
need a water cooler and everything.
You need the free beer thing where everybody sits like you were talking
Yeah.
about before. It's like I don't know. I mean, can you imagine like every day you're just sitting there and goes, right there is free beer. Every day. And somebody yells at you or something mean happens and you got to know that there's free beer.
There's free beer right there.
Right there.
And I do wonder, like, with all those, like, forced fun gimmicks in office spaces, like, who does this actually trick? Right? It's like my job is making 1,000 cold calls a day, but to try to numb me, they, like, I don't know, have, like, these like weird there's like a
draft
foosball
tea.
yeah they draft tea and there's a foosball table and
Yeah.
everyone's like, let's just play foosball. It's like, who is like at the WeWork being like, oh, this is fun because the table's here, you know, like
in
who is that?
In a lot of ways, I think of WeWork as very similar to like working from home, because I work from home and there's free beer in my fridge all the time.
Yeah, right.
I mean, yeah, and if you live at home and you have a pet and you're sitting in your pet's going like, nobody will know.
Nobody knows.
Just go outside.
Let's
Yeah.
play together.
You really want to make another cold call?
Take me to the dog park.
Yeah, WeWork. I think that's why WeWork died, because the second that you could work at home, it's like I could literally like fuck in between calls.
I can
like,
do my laundry and
I
still work.
yeah, I could. Yeah, I don't have to be here. I don't know, drinking
Yeah.
piss beer with a whole bunch of like weird boat shoe wearing.
Yeah, I can go to the
psychos.
bar.
Yeah, I could literally go to a bar with my friends while I pretend to work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, hang on. Oh, it's a little loud here. Let me get you off speaker.
Yeah. But Chris, where can we find you? Like social media,
Plug
in
yourself.
person.
Yeah.
Plug your stuff.
Instagram is at Chris Griggs, Griggs comedy. At Chris Griggs Comedy. My website's chrisgriggscomedy.com. It's got all my other stuff on there. And yeah, you can catch me in that. That's the easy one. My Twitter's me, Chris Griggs. There you go.
There
Cool.
you go.
Very cool.
And for everyone listening to this podcast,
Oh, wait. Do you have any shows coming up?
Yes,
In the next
shows.
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, I'm in Albany in 2 weeks. So if you live in Albany, just message me. I've got 2 gigs coming up in Albany over the next 3 weeks. So
Wow.
message me at off my website. It's chrisgriggscomedy@gmail.com. Let's find out.
Very
Gigs.
let's find out. And what should people do if they're listening to this podcast?
They should follow us on Instagram at Table Read Pod. That's Table Read Pod.
Table Read Pod.
And that's also our YouTube and our Twitter
like and subscribe.
and our Patreon.
And all, and you know, all the things that you could Google.
All the
Thank
things
you
you
so
could
much.
possibly Google.
And
Thank you.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
This has been Table Read. Oh, it was so much fun. But I guess that it's all done.